Baruch HaGever Sheyiftach b'Adonai V'haya Adonai Mivtacho B'chu Adonai Hade'an Ki b'Adonai Tzur Olamim V'yiftechu V'cha Yodei Shemecha Ki lo azavta doshecha Adonai Adonai chafetz leman tzidko Yagdil Torah ve'yadir Baruch HaGever Asher yiftach b'Adonai v'haya Adonai Mivtacho B'chu Adonai Hade'an Ki b'Adonai Tzur Olamim V'yiftechu V'cha Yodei Shemecha Ki lo azavta doshecha Adonai chafetz leman tzidko Yagdil Torah ve'yadir Yadadadayai Hananayai 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 V'yiftechu v'cha Yodei Shemecha Ki lo azavta doshecha Adonai chafetz leman tzidko Yagdil Torah ve'yadir
welcome to those of you here in 3 dimensions, and welcome to those of you who are joining us online. We're going to begin with a melody, some music to warm up our spirits. Here we go. We're going to turn to pages 2 and 3 as we prepare to kindle our Shabbat lights. I'm going to invite Vicki Hollander and Jerry Fenning to come on up and help us to light our lights. Invite those of you in the congregation to please rise if you're able to do so.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
You may be seated. We continue on pages 20 and 21. We take a moment to reflect before Lecha Dodi, to reflect on the week that has passed, on its challenges and on its blessings. Take a breath. Hazarat HaShavua, review of the week. We'll sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. When we get to verse 9, we'll rise and face the doors from which we entered to welcome the Shabbat presence and the Neshama Yetera, the extra soulfulness that travels with us during Shabbat, into the congregation and into our hearts. And for those of you online, you can turn toward the doors of your home to welcome the Shabbat into your home. Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi,
Lecha Dodi,
Likrat Kala,
Likrat Kala,
Penei Shabbat,
B'nai Shabbat,
Lecha Dodi,
Lecha Dodi,
Likrat Kala,
Likrat Kala,
Penei Shabbat,
B'nai Shabbat,
Nekabela, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat, Nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat, Nekabela. Shamu v'zachor b'dibur echad, Anu El HaMiyuchad, Adonai Echad, Shmo Echad, L'Shem Tiferet V'Litchila, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nai Shabbat, Nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nai Shabbat, Nekabela. Likrat Shabbat, Lechuven Echad, Yimekor, HaBracha, Merosh Mikadem, Nesucha, Zubase B'man Shabbat Chila, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nai Shabbat, Nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nai Shabbat, Nekabela. Hitoreri, Tivarech, Kumi Ori, Uri, Shiraberi, Kivod Adonai Alayich Lila, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nai Shabbat, Nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nai Shabbat, לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה.
If you're able, please rise and face the doors.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוך המוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה.
Page 26, we continue with Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה
Amen.
בעלמא יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי וחי יכון וביום יכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה ברכו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמה ויאמרו אמן.
Baruch Hu, our call to prayer, page 28.
Oh, am I awake? Am I aware? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Do you understand? Oh, am I awake? Am I aware? Yada die die die, 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 yada die die die. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Yada die die die, 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 Yada dai dai dai.
Last three lines in the Hebrew on page 30, El Chai V'Kayam.
El Chai V'Kayam. Tamidim El Chaleinu Le'olam Va'en. Baruch Atah Adonai.
Baruch Shemo.
Amoriv. Aravi.
Amen. Page 34, 35. Shema Yisrael.
Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Seated. Continue on page 36.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha uv'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letodafot v'eineinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem, Amen.
Amen. Page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught. before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there's a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, and that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Micha Mocha, our Song of Freedom, page 40.
Chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael.
Amen. Page 42, we ask the Holy One to watch over us and to protect us, to let us lie down with a sense of shalom, of wholeness and peace, rise up, l'chaim, to a sense of purpose and life each day. Hashkifenu.
Quick vamp. Hi. Quick vamp here. So invite you to let's doing this for Naomi's favorite. How about that? Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom, L'shalom, V'hamidenu Shomreinu L'chayim, Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shalomecha, Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shalomecha. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Amidenu Shomreinu L'chaim Frosalenu Sukat Shalom Lecha Ufrosalenu Sukat Shalom Lecha
Shabbat is our opportunity to take a breath, to connect to our deepest selves, to our community, to God, to renew and to refresh. And we give thanks that we have this opportunity each week when we join in the words of Vishamru, which you'll find on page 44.
Israel, Oti leolam, Oti leolam, Oti leolam, Shamru b'nei Israel, et HaShabbat, Asur et HaShabbat, L'Torah Kishet Yamim Asa Adonai Et Hashamayim Et Haaretz Shamru B'nei Israel Et Hashabat Lasod Et Hashabat L'Torah Berit Olam. Ubiyom Ashvi Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash Shamru b'nei Israel et Hashabbat Lasud et Hashabbat L'Torah Berit Olam.
Page 46. Adonai Svatai Tiftach, as we prepare for our Amidah. We'll sing through these words a few times, and you'll stand when you're feeling ready, and at the end, if you're not feeling ready, then I'll ask you to stand. Anyway, so page 46.
Ananananana, Adonai. Ananananana, Svatai Tiftach. Ananananana, Ufi Yagid. Ufi Yagid. Tehilatecha. Ananananana, Adonai. Ananananana, Svatai Tiftach. Ananananana, Ufi Yagid. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Ananananana, Adonai. Ananananana, Svatai Tiftach. Ananananana, Ufi Yagid. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Ananananana, Adonai. Ananananana, Svatai Tiftach. Ananananana, Ufi Yagid. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Ananananana, Adonai. Ananananana, Svatai Tiftach. Ananananana, Ufi Yagid. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Anananana, Adonai. Ananananana, Svatai Tiftach. Ananananana, Ufi Yagid. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha.
Page 48.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avoteinu V'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Koneh Hakol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot Ve'Imahot U'Mevi Geula Livnei Bneihem Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Chozer Moshiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'Zorat Sarah.
Page 50.
Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayei Hakol atah Rav Lehoshia Morid Hatal Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed Mechayei Hakol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Drofech Olim Umatir Asurim Mechayem emunato Lishenei afar Micha mocha bal gevurot Umido melach Melech memid Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atala hachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh hakol.
Page 52. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Baruch atah Adonai
Baruch Hu Shemo
Ha'el HaKadosh.
Amen.
We continue silently with the text of our own heart, or the words of the Siddur, which go through page 62, 63. When you're through, you may be seated.
So the composer of this little melody was just ordained a rabbi within the past couple of weeks. Rabbi Menachem Mirsky, who used to be our guest on many Shul Ben Shabbats. So we carry on his legacy and his contribution with what we fondly call Menachem's Nigun. The words are not that hard. They go like this. Yum bum 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 ba dai yum bum ba dai yum bum bye. Ya da 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 da. Ya da da yum bum 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 ba dai yum bum ba dai yum bum bye. Ya da 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 da. So try that with us. Yum bum 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 ba dai yum bum ba dai yum bum bye. Ya da 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 da. Ya da da yum bum 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 ba da yum bum ba da yum bum bye. Ya di ya di ya da 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 da. Second part's even easier. Ya da da ya da ya da 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 ya da ya da 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 da. Ya da da yum bum 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 ba da yum bum ba da yum bum bye. Ya da 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 da. A little faster. Yai 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 ya da da ya da da Yum bum 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 ba die yum bum bye die yum bum bye. Yai die 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 die. One more yai yai. Hi yai. Yai. Yai 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 yada die 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 yada die. Hi die 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 die. Yai yada die yum bum 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 ba die. Yai die 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 die. Yai die 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 die.
Parshat Naso, which is where we are in our Torah portion, contains lots of disparate sections of biblical legislation. It encompasses ritual purity, a sacrificial ritual for those who need to make restitution to another person, trial by ordeal for a suspected adulterous wife, vows of abstinence, and the order of sacrifices for the dedication of the tabernacle. And tucked among all of this stuff in Numbers chapter 6, verses 24 through 27, is Birkat HaKohanim, the priestly blessing. These 15 words are recited in both synagogue and home rituals. They're also found in some Christian worship as well. And a version of the priestly blessing inscribed in silver is perhaps the oldest biblical text ever discovered. In Orthodox and some conservative synagogues, the Kohanim, those who are descendants of priests, and in the male line, bless the congregation, right, with these words. In some traditions, every Shabbat, and in many traditions on festivals or in other times, they hold their hands like that, like the hands that are up there, right? Leonard Nimoy took it from his Jewish tradition. It wasn't the other way around. Jewish tradition didn't take it from Spock, right? But it came from us. The benediction is also part of parental blessing of children. So every Shabbat in our house, each Friday night, we bless our kids with the priestly blessing. And it's used at weddings and b'nai mitzvah and brit ceremonies. And our Reform movement long ago abandoned all the vestiges of priestly privilege. It's rarely included in regular Reform worship. Nevertheless, we use it all the time as a benediction, as a blessing. When we have birthdays, which if any of you have birthdays today, we'll have little birthday gifts for you and a blessing. At weddings, at b'nai mitzvah, at all sorts of things. It's the go-to blessing, right? And what is it about this? What is it about this blessing? Perhaps we take for granted the intrinsic meaning of these words of blessing because they're used so often. They're found, and during our High Holy Days, we rise as a congregation and face the center aisle, and everybody raises their hand and we bless each other, right, in the congregation. The blessing consists of 3 sentences, with the first sentence has 3 words, the second sentence has 5 words, and the third sentence has 7 words. God's name as in Yud He Vav He, the proper name for God, appears 3 times, and as the second word in every verse, right, as it plays out. And forms of the word you appear 6 times. The other words describe 6 divine actions. 4 of those involve blessing, protecting, being gracious, and giving peace. The other 2 divine actions are found in 2 clauses that sound similar. May God's countenance, literally face, shine upon us and be lifted up toward us. And shine is usually understood in terms of God being present with us, as opposed to God hiding God's face from us. And lifting does not mean looking up, since that might imply that God is below if God's face is lifted up. It refers to an expression of benevolence rather than of rage, right, of a fallen face. When God looks at us, we hope that God is pleased. When Jews reflect on prayer, we do not immediately think about prayers for others. Perhaps the prayer for healing, Misha Berach, is the most glaring exception to this in our regular liturgy. But we generally tend to think first about communal worship, in which we ask God's blessing primarily in the first person plural for ourselves and for our community. Grant us peace, or our God and God of our ancestors. And into the relationship between God and us, the priestly blessing brings a third party. Traditionally, it brings the Kohanim, the priest, right, into this picture, but also rabbis and parents who invoke these blessings for us. We hear the priestly blessing at these sacred junctions in our lives. We also, and at holidays, and the simplicity of the blessing points to its eloquence. The blessing builds kind of on a spiritual level. And Nahama Leibovitz, of blessed memory, a great Torah commentator, fuses several commentaries together that describe the meaning of this blessing. In the first verse, we learned from her that bless you, may God bless you, Yevarechecha, refers to material goods, according to many of the commentaries. You shall prosper with abundance of possessions and wealth. And then it says, may God bless you, and may God keep you. Keep you is added so that we may be protected from the evils that such prosperity inevitably brings, right? So it's sort of like the verse says, may God let you win the lottery, right? That's part one. And part two is, and may God make you wise enough to deal with all the people who then accost you after you win the lottery and help you to wisely use your funds, right? That's sort of the way that might play out. The second verse is commonly understood to refer to spiritual blessings of insight into the Torah, the idea that our spiritual needs cannot be met until our material needs are met and fulfilled is rooted in our tradition, right? This idea of im ein kemach ein Torah. If there is no sustenance, there is no Torah, right? If you don't have food to eat, if you don't have the basic needs of your life, then you don't have time for Torah either, right? And then the rabbis, of course, then flip this over as well, and they say, yes, but the im ein Torah ein kemach. Without Torah, there's also no sustenance, right? We need both. We need both kinds of sustenance. And so we have both of these factors. And then the last blessing is may God's face, may God's countenance be lifted up to you, may you be granted peace, right? The greatest of all blessings, the blessing of peace. We know that while the Kohanim traditionally recite the blessing, that they are not the source of the blessing, but the conduit for it. The rabbis say that only God can bless the people, and that's why God takes such an active role in each line of the blessing. May God bless you and keep you. May God's light shine upon you. May God's countenance be upon you. In our liturgy, we talk about in Ahavat Olam, and in the evening, in Ahava Rabbah in the morning, God's eternal love or great love between the Jewish people and God. Our love, God continues to give us gifts, including that of blessing, which can enrich us. And when a parent places their hands on a child's head and utters these ancient words of blessing on Shabbat, that parent is using themselves, right, as a conduit to direct God's blessing to that child. And so as a result, the parent, the rabbi, the cantor, the friend, anyone who intones these ancient words serves as a sacred vessel of God's love and blessing, and thus becomes an active participant, in this act. People do not bless one another. Rabbis and cantors do not bless babies or b'nai mitzvah or marry couples. It only appears to be so. For all we can do for and with one another is to invoke God's blessing, is to channel the holy that is out into the world into a particular moment, is to recognize that it's already there. at a given moment. In the biblical text, it says, may God bless you and keep you. May God shine upon you, show compassion upon you. May God lift the divine countenance and give you peace. And then it goes on, and they shall place my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them. It's the final piece that we don't use as part of the blessing. Judaism begins not with entitlements, but with blessings, with responsibilities. Each of us can learn about the character of our lives as Jews by counting our blessings and considering our responsibilities. This Shabbat, as we invoke blessings that are as timely as they are timeless, whether sitting in our homes or being here in the synagogue, whether we are taking a walk or lying down or getting up, we can believe and behave as though we carry God's blessings with us. So, questions to leave you with on this Shabbat. What or whom do you consider your greatest blessings? And how do you express appreciation for those blessings? According to the rabbinic imagination, not mine, but the sages in the Talmud, even God prays. And then the question becomes, of course, and then they say, well, what does God pray? And this is what they come up with. May it be my will that my mercy conquers my anger and dominates my attributes, that I behave compassionately toward my children, and that I go above and beyond the call of duty in relation to them. May this divine prayer be wrapped up in our own as well, as we seek to relate to ourselves and to one another and to the Holy One. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to turn now to page 253, and we turn our thoughts to all of those in our lives and all of those in our community in need of healing, of body, of mind, of spirit. We hold them as we offer this prayer for healing. If those of you who are online, if you want to put a name in the chat, feel free to do so. And those in the congregation will all have a chance to share names if you'd like.
O Holy One, who blessed our mothers, who blessed our fathers from ancient days, bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer as we say their names. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei Rachamim Aleichem Lehachzikam Urapeotam Veishlach lahem Refuah shlema Refuat hanefesh Refuat haguf B'tok sha'ar cholei Yisrael. Oh, bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer as we say their names.
We ask for blessings upon Rebecca Gilman, Hannah Fields Austin, Sue Toback, Rosin Lefkowitz, Helen Weinfeld, Pam Poliakoff, Kathy Blumenfeld, Caitlin Antrim, Jennifer Rudin, Brad Holland, Serena Postal, Robert Strober, Marilyn Lubarsky, Joan Morse, Nomi Kravitz, Craig Sachs, Myra White, Lori Snyder, Charity Rezadeh, Mike Klein, Barbara Fast, Joel Beasy, Lawson Spicer, Gloria Foster, Rita Warshaw, Robert Gerard, Adele Harris, Brenda Found Gerard, Ron Freelander, Jan Marcus, Marla Fragoso, Al Shapiro, Jeff Nelson, Ron Resnick, Gina Eli, Robert Waldman, Barry Gustafaro, Udit Gratz DeLang, Eva Laxon, Alda Mendoza, Mitch Samuelson, Sharna Blitz, Eli Wakefield, Rob Scheer, Audrey Kubel, Deborah DeLang, James Stead, Rita Elias, Benjamin Jones, Stephen Gilbert, Sharon Zaki, and
HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimaleh Rachami Alehem. Oh, bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer as we say their names.
so it is time for, gosh, what month is it? June already? It's amazing, right? It's June already, for June birthdays. So if we have any June birthdays, I'm going to ask you to gather in the center aisle. I need a couple of people who are not June birthdays to help us hold the birthday canopy. Are there some non-June birthdays? Yeah. We need more than one.
Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach. Everybody, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach.
Happy birthday. There we go. So not only happy birthday, but whether it's happened yet, I hope it was happy. You only had a couple of days if it was in June that it could have happened so far. But if it's coming, I hope it's happy too as it comes forward. But really, I hope that it's a year of goodness and a year of blessing, a year of good health, a year of connection to our deepest selves and to our community, a year of spiritual growth, really a year of goodness. And so we'll offer that same blessing that I talked about today, the priestly blessing. And then I have some birthday pencils for you. I think I have some more back there. If not, I've got a lot more in my office. So if I don't have enough for the folks up here, I'll get you one. And so we're going to offer the blessing now.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and may God keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's light shine into you and through you to others. May God always be compassionate unto you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God and all that is good be present for you in your life. May you find wholeness, peace, shalom in your heart, in your community, and may we join with others to bring our world closer to wholeness, to peace, to shalom. And we say together,
Amen.
all right.
Let's sing them all down, ladies and gentlemen. Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach.
I have one more. I
Yom
have more. They're just back there. Is it your birthday?
Sameach, absolutely. Yom Huledet
All right, head on down.
Yom Huledet Sameach.
I'll get it for you.
Yom Huledet Sameach. One more time. Yom Huledet Sameach. 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 Oh, yeah.
Shabbat Shalom again. Thank you to Rabbi Kupitz and Cantor Bush for leading us in this excellent service. I'd like to thank the Shul Band. I don't know everybody's name, so I know Paul will introduce
I
you
will
by
take care of
name.
that. Thank you.
I'd also like to thank the Title family for sponsoring tonight's Oneg.
Toda Rabah.
I would like to thank our greeters, Debbie Harris, Kylie Sykes, Sharon Regalado, Judy Rose, and to our driveway greeters, Dan and Marla White, for everything that they do. Please join us after the service for some refreshments and talk. We have things on the website and everything, but I'd like to talk about a couple of upcoming events that are happening. First of all, pledge forms. I know you all got your pledge forms in the mail because I've seen about 20 or 30 of them come in already, which means we only have about 355 more to go. So send in your pledge forms. Also, I'd like to talk about a Crown of a Good Name on June 24th, honoring Steve and Ellen Sopkin. Steve is a past president. They've done a lot. And one last item that I want to talk about that's near and dear to my heart. I want to talk about the Giving Tree. First off, thank you to everyone that has already supported the Giving Tree. Even though we have very limited seating or you're unable to attend the event, you still have time to purchase a leaf or two. As everyone knows, or if everyone is aware, our amazing president, Laura Zuckerman, only has 28 days left on her term.
Wait,
With everything,
28 days, you can accomplish a lot in 28 days.
I'm not done.
Okay.
With everything else she already does, she has decided to go out with a bang and took it upon herself to chair our very dedicated, amazing Giving Tree Committee. I am asking all of you, both here and online, whether you've already purchased a leaf or not, to go to the TBI website and find a leaf that you're comfortable with and support TBI by buying a leaf or another one and honor Laura for everything she has done for TBI for the past 2 years. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much, Jay, and absolutely. Let me just take a moment to intro the Shul Band. We have Reed Gratz on keys, Ed Beardsley on bass, Jeff Klein on percussion, and we're so happy to welcome back Al Shapiro after many months of R&R. The tones sound even more beautiful than they did when you left, and we're so happy to have you back. So Thank you to the Shul Band. We've been in just a couple of weeks on July 1st of 2023. We will have our Shul Band together, mostly in this configuration, for 18 years. So we are so lucky, not only for the consistency of their presence, but the volunteer nature with which they contribute their talents to us every month. So want to say that. I also wanted to let everybody know, both here in the sanctuary online, that next Friday night is a very special night for TBI, as I have the...
Why is it special, Candace?
Well, let me tell you, Rabbi. First of all, he's not going to be here. Oh, that's not what you wanted me to say?
That's not why it's special.
Oh, okay.
No. I'm actually really sad. This came up after I wasn't going to be here, but it's my parents' 65th anniversary, and we're having a thing.
We're going to miss Rabbi, because it would be wonderful to have him here as we welcome a Jewish music artist who, although you may not be familiar with the name, you're familiar with his music because we've been using it for many years now, Noah Aronson. Noah Aronson he had an opportunity to be in LA to do some recording work, and he called me up and said, "You got any, I'm going to be here, what are you doing next Friday night?" I said, "Come on down." So we're going to have, Noah and I will share the service next week. You'll be able to experience his brilliance. You heard some of it today. Oh, am I awake? Am I aware? Right? That and his Hashki Venu we do. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and anyway. And that's only the tip of the iceberg in terms of his talents. So please, please, please join us. Hopefully, many of you will be able to join us in the sanctuary next Friday night, regular time of 7:30. If you're watching this and you have younger TBI congregants, he'll also be participating with me in our family Shabbat starting at 6:30 for a quick half hour of Shabbat fun. And Rabbi, you want to talk about tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning we are having a Tot Shabbat in the morning. So I don't see any tots in the sanctuary, but there may be some tots out there, or parents of tots.
There are people who are related to tots.
So we'll be here in the morning for a short half an hour Tot Shabbat service, and then an activity and craft outside, and the kids can play, and it should be a lot of fun.
Yep, and we want to thank Rachel Tabak-Tran for helping us to put that together and to conceive of it, and we look forward to many more of those. But first time we've done that in a while, so we're looking forward to it very much. Other than that, the only other thing we might want to mention as we move from the Giving Tree is our Crown of a Good Name award, which will be on, I believe,
Jay mentioned it.
The 23rd. Yeah, tickets are available in our Eventbrite site, but just look at that, and we're looking forward to that as we honor Ellen and Steve Salkin. That's it. Enough.
282. Rise if you're comfortable doing so for Aleinu L'Shabeach.
I was going to ask if you can get me up. I think I got it.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים משתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Page 287.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
page 294. Before we move into our Kaddish and our memory, we dedicate a memorial plaque this evening to, it's been placed on the wall to, in memory of Jerry Title. And Jerry was not living already in the community by the time I came to TBI, but I really appreciate the fact that he allowed me to get to know him. He'd come occasionally for memories of people in his own family, but also made an appointment number of times, made appointments with me to sit and talk to me about the history of the temple in his day. He was president from 72 to 74, so it was significantly prior to my time coming to TBI, and he was always a wonderful to hear his stories about his time. And he was a consummate volunteer, and also not just a temple. When he was a temple, he was a volunteer at the temple. When he was in other places in his life, he volunteered everywhere and gave his heart to the things that he did. He cared so much about people and the people in his life, his family, and when he married again, Bobby, when he married again, we have a whole nother family that also was so dear to him, his mark is here at TBI through the many years that he served. He was given an honorary membership by Temple Beth Israel when they moved out of the community, which is conferred by the board of directors. It's not just, hey, we write a thing. We have maybe 3 that we've had given out, 3 or 4, not very many for all of his contributions to our congregation. So to his family who's here, it's just a little bit over a year since we gathered for his funeral and for remembering him, and a year of remembering and going through your first year of all the cycles of your life without him there. And I know that his memory is a deep and abiding blessing for all of you, and tonight, we all remember him with you. We also remember the Yortzites of Leo Freed, Frank Flowers, Morris Lerner, Louis Bush, Georgia Gillespie, David Hunt, Excel Hunter, Jolan Klein, Sarah Lipset Allison, Charles Nauman, Fanny Friedman Rose, Leah Aloni, Lorraine Friedman, Babette Kamens, Norma Lerner Mazet, Jerome Paris, Jack P. Shack, Leah Spencer, Joel Friedman, Jean Stacy Neal, Samuel Harris, Alvin White, Hyman Chavin, Eva Elliott, William Hyman, Jeanette Immergluck, Eva Quatcher Elliott, and Kate G. Levy. If you're remembering somebody on the Shabbat and would like to add their name to those that I've mentioned, please feel free to do so as I come by your row. If you're at home, please feel free to mention a name in the chat. If you're in a time of mourning or observing a Yortzeit on this Shabbat, I invite you to please rise. And then I invite the rest of the congregation to rise in embrace and support of those who mourn. Kadisha tome is on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah v'yalma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute v'chayachon v'yomechon v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael v'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lamei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudusha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata ta'amiram bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories always be for a blessing. $321.
Be'ado av kiduchi ve'en ishan ve'ahira ve'im ruchi geviati Adonai li ve'lo ira ve'im ruchi geviati Adonai li ve'lo ira.
My soul I give to you.
My soul I give to you.
My spirit in your care.
My spirit in your care.
Draw me near, I shall not fear.
Draw me near, I shall not fear.
Hold me in your hand.
Hold me in your hand.
Draw me near, I shall not fear.
Draw me near, I shall not
Safely in your hand.
safely in your hand. Be'ado.
My soul I give to you. My spirit in your care. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Hold me in your hand. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Safely in your hand.
My soul I give to you. My soul
Be'ado av
you. My spirit
Tishan le'ayira
Ve'im
ruchi geviati Adonai li ve'lo ira Ve'im ruchi geviati Adonai li
your
For those who joined us online, thank you for being with us. For all of you in the sanctuary, please join us in the social hall for Kiddush, Motzi, refreshments. Shabbat Shalom.
Special thanks to Claudia Gonzalez, who handles all of our online operations, and Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much for joining us.
Squeegee.